Hi, my name is Chaitanya Reddy. I'm from Kadapa, Andhra Pradesh.
Mhm.
I graduated as a mechanical engineer from Geetham Deemed University, Bangalore. Passed out year is 2021.
Mhm.
Currently, I am working as an package development analyst in Accenture.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Chaitanya, looking into its hiring procedure, when compared to other companies, like how the Accenture's hiring procedure is all about. Just give a brief talk regarding your experience. Over to you.
So when it's come to my experience, so as like other companies, written test is same.
Mhm.
So first there will be a cognitive round, cognitive and aptitude. So we'll be getting cognitive and aptitude base level questions. So post that we will be getting base level computer knowledge questions.
Okay.
So yeah, base level like 12th standard PCME level.
Okay.
So in the same way, so we'll be getting base level computer questions.
Okay.
Post that we'll be having a coding round. After that, a vocabulary round. After that, interview.
Okay.
So the sequence. So you have to pass the sectional cutoff also.
Okay.
So once you pass the sectional cutoff, you will be getting a next round. So if you don't pass the sectional cutoff, they will be end of your examination. So that's what the exam pattern is.
Okay. So what you're trying to say is every section is an elimination round, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
So if you pass in the first section, you will be eligible for the next section, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So as you mentioned regarding the MCQ kind of question, Chaitanya, like how were the question? You mentioned only computer MCQ was there.
Yeah.
Any these kind
So
of
basic level.
Yeah, go on. Go on.
Yeah. Basic level of questions like I'll give a small example.
Yeah.
Let's say like how to uninstall an application. Like what is the definition of RAM, ROM?
Okay.
So who founded the computer? So basic level questions like 10 standard computer level questions. So if you go a bit higher, so inter-level computer basic questions like what is the full form of DML?
Okay.
SOQL. So in such way.
All right. Were there any snippet, Chaitanya, code snippet, predict the output of this given snippet?
Yes. I remember, as far as I remember, I got two such code snippets. That two very basic one.
Okay.
Very, very, very basic one.
Okay.
So let's say like what will be the output? What's wrong in this particular statement?
Okay.
So in such way.
All right. And as you mentioned, there were coding question at the end of section. Okay. So do you remember the question, Chaitanya? Like what kind of question you got during the last?
I don't remember the questions actually.
Okay. If you don't remember, no worries.
Yeah.
No worries. So those are the basic question arrays, string kind of question.
Basic questions. Anyone with minimal coding knowledge can solve those questions.
All right.
Very, very basic and very minimal.
Cool then. So do you remember the platform, Chaitanya? Like what was the platform? Do you remember?
Platform, I don't remember. They will be having their own test platforms.
Oh.
They will be giving their pro test platforms.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
And this was all about the round one, the assessment round.
Yes, assessment round.
And the camera will be on, correct?
Yeah. Camera will be on and MCQs will be from Metal if I'm not wrong. Metal. Secure browser Metal is there, right? So,
okay. Yeah. Cool. And this was all about the assessment. So what was the time taken to get the first round, Chaitanya? Do you remember?
Not that great. I don't remember. I'm thinking it around 1.5 hours, 90 minutes.
Okay. On the spot, you got the result.
Yep. Not like result. So it will be taking sectional cutoff and then proceeding to a next round. We will be getting, we'll be getting a page where we'll be going through sections.
Cool.
So immediately we will be getting the rounds.
All right then.
No result kind of thing, but immediately we'll be getting rounds.
All right then. So everything will be displayed on the screen. Based upon that, it will be updating you. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Then putting spotlight on the technical round, Chaitanya. So how was your experience? Over to you.
Technical and coding?
Yeah, the next round. Once you're done with the assessment, the next round. Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to a coding one, as far as I remember, I got a basic coding. So like I don't remember actual coding question, but I'll give a small insight of that particular coding thing. So it will be similar to printing a binary.
Okay.
Or printing a Pascal triangle.
Okay.
Or printing a star pyramids.
Okay.
So in that basic way, I got similar programming question.
Okay.
So we'll be getting at 2 questions.
All right.
We'll be solving them. So based on that, based on that, the score will be generated.
All right. So in the technical round, Chaitanya, so how was the question like? They will be sharing their screen and you need to code in front of them, or like how was it basically?
No, like any other examination. So like any other examination, we'll be getting coding questions with a camera on.
Okay.
Like what we done in MCQ in a similar way.
Okay.
One person there who assessed me.
Okay.
So he only asked the technical questions. He only asked the personal questions like HR type interview. So one person assessed me in an interview process. So he first started with my introduction. So introduction should be great. So that's what the first impression is. So introduction should be great.
Yep.
And then followed by the project. So he asked me about my final year project. So I explained in detail of my final year project, and then he asked some questions from my background. So since I'm from mechanical background, so he asked a couple of questions from my background as well. So I do remember the questions actually. So he asked about definitions like a governor and what is entropy. So it's a basic machine and thermal question. So he asked a couple of mechanical questions. So I said the answers confidently to him, and then he asked a small and minimal basic coding questions like how far you know Java, how far you know C, did you practice any of them, and then like can you tell the syntax of so and so line, like a print line. So let's say like in Java we have a print line, so he asked me to tell syntax of the print line. So like that he asked some 2 to 3 questions of technical, like computer based. So like that, small and basic questions.
Okay.
So the catch here is like you have to be thorough with your background. So if you are from mechanical, if they started asking questions from mechanical, you should be answering them.
Good.
So because like you traveled in that particular background for 4 years, right? So you should be able to answer them. So that's why they assess non-IT background students.
Yes.
So if they have a requirement, they assess based on that. So they will be seeing a skill in a particular background, and then they will be seeing a skill in a computer background. So that's how they assess non-IT background people. So that's how they assess me particularly.
So as you mentioned,
and then when it comes to
go on.
Yeah. And then when it comes to the HR type questions, the same guy continued the interview in the HR level also. So he asked me about my preferences in working, so my comfortability and how good I am in learning, how good I am in expressing my work ethics, how far I am good in teamwork, and also that sort of questions he asked me. And then later he questioned me like, do you have anything to ask me? So since it's a first interview of mine, so I don't have much to ask them, but to give to say a big thanks for our interview. So that's how I ended my interview level.
All right. By thanking him, you ended your interview, if I'm not wrong. So this was all about your interview experience. So as you mentioned, Tia Secher was in the single round, correct?
Yeah.
And this was all about the technical round. So Chaitanya, before discussing the job description, would you like to mention anything? Are we missing anything?
No, as far as now, everything is fine. Like starting from assessments, coding exam, then vocab. Yeah, you missed a vocabulary round.
Yeah,
the vocabulary round is a in between the interview and assessment.
Okay.
Yep. Vocabulary round, they will be giving questions like let's say they will be showing a sentence.
Okay.
We have to speak out that sentence, and they will be telling a story. We have to paraphrase them. So in such sort of questions, so we'll be getting in a vocabulary round. So vocabulary exam will be scheduled at another day.
Okay.
So once we pass this coding round and assessment, they will be scheduling this vocabulary round.
Vocabulary round.
So we have to pass that also. Yeah.
All right. So once you're done with the vocabulary round, there will be this interview, if I'm not wrong.
Interview. Yeah.
All right. Chalo
Yes,
then.
yes.
So now we'll put a spotlight on the job description, Chaitanya. So what was the job, profile offered to you? Can you talk on that?
So I applied for a ASE role, Associate Software Engineer. That's an entry level role in any of the computer. I mean, like any of the person who is aspiring to be a software engineer. That's an entry level role. So it will be. I mean, like we can choose any of the technology what they offer. So like a blind student getting into an institution to choose a course. So at that moment we'll be entering as an ASC.
Okay.
And then we will be, post evaluation and post background checks and post clearing the internal assessments.
Okay.
Then we will be given to choose a technology, and then we will be choosing one technology, and then we will be moving on with that particular technology.
Chalo.
So that's a basic level role I applied for, and then I got selected into that particular basic level role.
Cool then. And coming to its CTC, Chaitanya, so what is the expected salary for a fresher? Can you talk on that? Salary range?
Yeah, 4 to 4.5 LPA.
Chalo.